Welcome back to the channel, everyone. You join me back on the bank, back up linear fisheries. I did have a good walk around the day tickets this time, but unfortunately there wasn't really nothing free. There was the odd peg, but nothing anywhere near the fish. There is 3 lake bookings on there, so when it's like that, it's a little bit stitched up. So I've come back onto the syndicate. I had a good walk around Gaunts. Fortunately, didn't see anything. Didn't see nothing at all. Just weren't feeling it on there. And so I've come back onto the Unity, and straight away I've seen 5 fish show. Unfortunately, I can't get on them fish. That swim's taken, and all the pegs around it was taken as well. So I've come 1 swim down to the left. I'm still fairly confident that I can have a few fish out of here. I haven't done a great deal of time in here, but I've done a few sessions in here. This swim is usually taken. It's easy access from the road. You can drop off your kit and go and park your car in the car park. So it's really easy. That's why I think it's taken quite a lot. But I've just put out a bucket of bait over 3 rods, nice and tight. They've spawned. I feel that they're going to be up for a proper munch. And it's fairly quiet. There's only 4 of us on, sorry. And it's unheard of. This normally you're scratching around for a peg and you're sort of slotting here, there, and everywhere. But no, it's looking quite promising. I have seen 1 since setting up. Not on me, but right out the back of me. So there is fish sort of in line with me, but just further out, and I'm sure that they're going to find that bucket of bait, and I'm going to have a few fish. Well, that's the plan anyway. So I'm going to sit back, have a few coffees, and I'm sure it won't be long before we're into one of these carp. Just a little update going into the first evening. Not a lot's happened today, although I have only been fishing sort of properly 3 or 4 hours. Although I have just redone the rods, only because when I got them out earlier, it was absolutely blowing a hoolie. So I just wanted to make sure they're absolutely bang on for tonight. Obviously, if they don't go off tonight, they're absolutely perfect for them first light bites in the morning, because you do seem to get a few first light bites on here the last couple of sessions I have. So I'm hoping if I don't get them tonight, that's what's going to happen. Haven't really seen too much. I have seen a few right over the other side in like a bay. You can't really get to them, and I think they've pushed over there because that whole bank's completely empty. There's no one on it. Everyone's sort of gone on the bank I'm on along here. So I think that's why they've gone over there. So I'm hoping they do come out and they don't stay there. But obviously only time will tell that. But the last little bit of light's just fading away now. So I'm just going to sit back, just watch the water to see if I can see anything show. Just to see if there's anything sort of near me, or they're going to put on a big show in an area that there could be a chance to move if nothing happens tonight. And if nothing happens tonight, I'll be back in the morning just to give you another update. We're off and running for the session. Check this one out at 23 pounds, 6 ounces. This one did come as part of a double take, but unfortunately I did lose the other one. But Looks like they're out there going to have a feed. So I'm sure there's going to be plenty more like this to show you. Let's get a few pictures of this one, getting slipped back. Good morning. Just a morning update for you. As you would have seen, I just had that lovely scaly 23 6 ounce mirror. That one did come as a double take, but unfortunately I did lose the other one. Sort of pretty much went off at the same time, and I picked one up, landed that one, and by the time I got to the other one, it bounced in and out for a wee bit. I did have it on for quite a while, but eventually the hook popped. I think it's just where it was on for so long. But never mind, that is going to happen. Especially when you're fishing free tight on the spot, you're going to get double takes, you're going to get triple takes, and you're never going to land them all. Today, it's got to be wet and windy, so I think filming is going to be fairly difficult, but I will do my best and try and get you as much footage as I possibly can. It was raining when I was playing that fish this morning, but it has stopped now, luckily. But this afternoon, I think it's got to get real wet, and it's got to rain right through till this evening. So like I said, I'll try my best, and hopefully we don't get the rain that they've forecasted, but I think they forecasted thunderstorms and everything, so it's going to be a bit of a grueling day, but never mind, we'll battle through it, and hopefully it will stir up the fish, and yeah, we'll get their heads right down, and we'll have a nice little hit. So I'm going to drink this coffee, just sit back, and hopefully it won't be long before we're into another one. Well, I'm into another one. Absolute screamer on the right hand rod. Picked up the rod and it's absolutely flat rodding me straight into a weed bed. So I'm just keeping the pressure on, hoping that it's going to come out. It's pretty solid, this one. I'll give it a couple of minutes, and if this don't work, I'll put the rod down and hopefully work himself out, and we'll get this one in. We're back with fish number 2. Another low 20. Very lively. Put up a hell of a scrap this one. Weeded me up, absolutely solid. Had to put the rod down and just wait. Had to literally wait for about 20 minutes. And then he finally pulled himself out. Then bounced into weed bed to weed bed. And finally got him in. Happy days. Am I glad to see this one go over the net cord after losing a couple due to the weed. The weed's really bad now. It's really, really thick. When they get buried into it, it's really hard to get them out. Like I said, I'm happy to see this one. Let's get a few pictures and get him slipped back. Well, after those couple of bites this morning, it's gone a bit quiet, so I have just sort of put out another 3 spombs of bait just to try and entice a bite. It's on here sometimes when you do that, it does produce a bite after sort of half hour to an hour. But this weather's been mad. 1 minute it's been sun, 1 minute it's been raining, next minute it's been blowing a hoolie. It's a bit all over the place, so I don't know if that's affecting it or not, but it's sort of, like I said, there's a couple of bites this morning and it's just gone completely dead. But hopefully those few spombs will produce a bite. Just an even update for you. Pretty much the first time I've been able to be out the bivvy all day today. It's pretty much rained all day. I've had the odd dry patch, but not for very long. It's just rained relentless, and I just wanted to wait for it to stop so I could get the rods out. The wind's all dropped off now. Just got the rods back out onto the spot. Another 20 spombs of bait over the top. I've seen a few more shows this evening. They're sort of showing all around the lake really, just random shows here, there and everywhere really. So it's looking quite promising. Looks like they're on the move. Hopefully they're gonna have a little feed tonight. But it's going okay. I've had 2 and lost 2. Going into the second night, I don't think that's too bad. It's not fishing amazing. There's no one sort of having loads of fish. It's just the odd fish coming out here and there really. So I'm fairly happy with how it's going. I'm gonna get some tea on now because I'm absolutely starving. Because like I said, I just wanted to wait for that rain to go off so I could get everything perfect for the night. And hopefully I'll be back in the night to show you a fish. If not, I'll just give you an update in the morning. We have fish number 3, and it's the biggest one of the session yet. Very lively, this one. Check that out. 28 pound on the nose. Unfortunately I did lose one just before this, but when you're fishing in heavy weed like this, the weed's so thick at the minute, it's an absolute nightmare. So anyone you do land's an absolute bonus. And when they're like this, it's even better. I'm just going to get a bit of treatment on his mouth, treat the hook hold, get him slip back, and hopefully there's another one out there like this.
Start it up.
Well, good morning. What a beautiful morning it is. Am I glad to see the back of that rain? That felt like it rained all day long yesterday, non-stop. Felt like I was bivvy banged all day. I do apologise for the lack of footage yesterday, but when it's rained like that, it's hard to get the footage. As you would have seen, I've just had another one, a 28-pound mirror. Unfortunately, I did lose one just before that. I've lost a few fish this session. This weed, this session is so thick. Once they get in it, it's so hard to get them out. And obviously they bank some weed bed to weed bed, and the longer they're on, the more pressure it puts on that hook hold, and eventually the hook does pop. It can be soul destroying fishing in weed. You sort of got to take the positives from it. When you do land them, it's a big bonus, especially at this time of year, because like I said, at the minute, it is so thick. And there's Canadian, there's eelgrass, there's silkweed, it's all matted in together. It's, like I said, once they get in it, it's really hard to get them out. And I've got a bit sort of beyond my spot. They sort of always scream off, get into that. And once I get them out of that one, there's one just out in front of me. And again, that one is so thick. If they get in there, I'm really, really struggling to get them out. But it's part of weed fishing, and gives you a nice challenge. And when you do land a few, it's an absolute bonus. So I have got a night left. I will have to be off for work early, but I think it's worthwhile staying on because I'm getting these early morning bite times, and I did have a bite yesterday evening as well. So I think there's a few more fish on the card. So I'm going to drink this coffee, and hopefully there's another fish to be had very soon. Well, as you would have just seen, I was literally putting out a few spawns of bait, And the second one hit the water, as it was coming back in, the left hand rod is absolutely tore off. It just goes to show how important it is sometimes putting out those few bombs of bait. Or the fish are sat there, but put out a few bombs of bait and just gets them to come in and have a little go, and you get a run. But the weed is pretty bad in front of me, so I'm gonna have to concentrate. And fingers crossed, I will get this one in, and we'll have another one to show you very soon. We are back with number 4. As you would have just seen, literally I was just putting out 3 spoms of bait. On the second spom, I was just retrieving it, and the left hand rod absolutely tore off. And we've landed this lovely 2310 mirror. Give me an absolute hell of a battle, this one. In and out of the weed beds. I had to keep putting the rod down, picking it back up, pulled himself back out the weed, then get stuck in another one, put the rod back down, let him pull himself back out, and eventually, about 20 minutes later, we've landed him. Happy days. Like I said, this is fish number 4. We have 1 night to go. I'm sure there's 1 more at least to be had. Let's get a few pictures and get him slipped back. Just a bit of an update going into the final evening. Has been a fairly difficult session, to be fair. Although I have had 4 fish to 28 pounds, I have lost 5. Like I said earlier, this weed is so bad. It's just so thick. As soon as the fish bury themselves in it, you're really struggling to get them out. It doesn't matter what you do, steady pressure, put the rod down, see if they pull themselves out, and they're just not. They're just literally staying in there, and then obviously eventually when they do come out, it just banks them from weed bed to weed bed, and eventually the hooks just pull in. It's super tough at the minute. They do cut it, and I'm pretty sure it's this month, but they'll put a sign up, but I haven't seen any signs just of yet. But like you would have seen earlier on, I did touch on it a little bit earlier on, but putting those few spoms out when it does go quiet can really work. Like when I was put those, well, 3 spoms, I didn't even get the 3 out, I put 2. As I was getting the spom back in, the left hand rod just absolutely tore off. I think sometimes they just sit on the spot. I think when that bit of bait goes in, it gets them a bit more active and they go and look to see what's going on. And I think that does produce you a bite. Admittedly, I haven't had one that quick for a little while. Normally it's you put a few spoms of bait out and you have one sort of half hour to an hour later, but that was obviously as I was spodding. I'm just waiting for this wind to drop off a bit. It was lovely earlier, sun was out, really nice, but it's gone a bit windy now. It's a bit of a chill in the air. So I'm just going to let this drop off. I want to redo all 3 rods and put another 20 spoms of bait over the top. Just literally repeat the process exactly the same as what I did last night that got me them bites early this morning and today. And I'm fairly confident that there's another bite or 2, literally just before I got to pack up early morning to get off to work. I've done 2 nights now, and both mornings I've had a couple of bites. So like I said, I'm sure there's not a bite tonight. There was a bite or 2 in the morning before I have to go. I'm just gonna wait for this to drop off, redo the rods, and if you don't hear from me in the night, I will just give you a little update before I'm head off in the morning. That's the rods done for tonight. Bit more bait over the top. I've done my bit. It's now down to the carp. Let's see what tonight brings. Fish number 5 of the session. Only a small one. Probably mid to upper double. I haven't weighed him. But I was just getting myself an early night. The night's still very young. And the left hand rod is absolutely tore off. And surprisingly, this one just comes straight at me. Didn't weed me up once. All the rest have been an absolute nightmare, weeding me up all the way in. This one just straight in the net. So let's get this one slipped back, and hopefully there's another one in the air before I got to be off. Happy days. Well, that first light bite strikes again. I'm literally just packing up, ready to head off for work, and the middle rod is just absolutely rattled off with this lovely dark 25 pound 6 ounce mirror. Don't get me wrong, it's been a difficult session, this one. Like I said earlier, this weed is super thick at the minute, but in the end I did manage to get one up on the carp. This is number 6. Like I said previously, I unfortunately did lose 5, but when it's like this, I'm just so happy when they go over that net cord. So this is me gonna sign out now. I still do have 2 rods in the water, but I won't be long and I'll be heading off. So I think this is gonna be it for now. So I hope you all enjoyed watching this video, and thank you all very much. And I will see you on the next one.